Oh, sir, would you have your licence on you, please? Sorry? Would you have your licence on you, please?
Living at home, the UDR are often easy targets. For one woman UDR soldier, it was the gunman in the waiting car as she left for work.
I heard the car door opening and shutting, the footsteps come running, and I said, "Are you Parkle or Mrs. Marshall?" But before he got the marshal out, he had shot me. And he came and stood, put a leg each side of me, and I was lying on the ground. And he said, he didn't say anything, but he kept pointing the gun at me and trying to work it. He was trying to shoot me again, you see. You know, he was trying to shoot me again, but apparently the police said the gun must have jammed with him. But I begged him, you know, I said, "Please God, don't shoot me again because I've got wounds." And then I could see the car pulling alongside, and he got into the car, and the car went down the road. And I could see France, she just stood there. You know, she just was froze to the spot. She didn't know what to do. And then everybody at the bus stop started to scream. And then the ambulance that went up past the shop, it came back down. I was very lucky that there was, you know, an ambulance got there so quick. But they, in our training, they told us that where a bullet went in was small and where it came out was big. And I assumed if the ambulance men lifted me that I would all fall out, you know. And I was system, "Oh God, don't lift me, because everything, because the blood, you could feel the hot blood just gushing, you know, out my back." Dougie, my brother-in-law, he was sitting in the ambulance, and I thought I was going to die. I felt myself going, and I said to him, "Dougie, if I don't make it, will you make sure my mummy looks after my kids for me?" And he says to the ambulance man, "Stop this ambulance and let me out." He says, "I'm not listening to you talking like that." But then after that, I don't remember a thing. I remember waking up a wee while in the hospital. My daddy was there. It was terrible. You know, I don't know how people do it, because I couldn't do it to anybody. It's awful. It is. It's terrible.
We take better care of them than we would probably a woman, really. I mean, without it, we're defenceless. It's part of you, you know, it's something that goes with the job. You don't think, well, I'm going out there with a weapon, with a loaded weapon. It's there as a deterrent more than anything. But definitely it does give you a lot of confidence.
It's designed to kill. I mean, all weapons are designed to kill, aren't they? This weapon would kill people accurately, if you know what I mean. If you wanted to wound somebody with this, say I wanted to shoot somebody in the leg rather than kill them, you'd have a better chance of doing it with this weapon. You know, wherever you, like the pointer inside, wherever you put that, the tip of the pointer is where you know that round is going to hit.
I think the tour we all fired on was in '81 in London there.
Everybody got fired up
there. There were a lot of cowboy shoots going on then where they just jump out in the middle of the road and wang a few off. You used to wang a few back, and it was like a mutual agreement.
Well-aimed shots, Phil.
Well, well-aimed shots, yeah, well-aimed shots. You know, but nowadays you just don't get a chance. Probably one person on this tour will get the actual chance of actually seeing a gunman in his sights and having the chance to kill him. Probably one person in the whole tour.
9 times out of 10, it'll be someone who's just been chucked into the brick to take a place, you know. One of the Remy lads or something like that, who really doesn't know what he's doing, you know.
And he'll probably miss.
And he'll miss. Whereas if it was one of us, we'd have him, you know. Firing in anger, it's good fun. It's good. Makes the job worthwhile.
Just hell of a lot for morale. Hell of a lot. If you can't get a good conviction, then you get someone slotted, you know. Otherwise, it's frustrating to come back at the end of the tour and feel that you're not achieved anything by a conviction or actually killing one of the terrorists. You know, that way you feel as if, oh, we've achieved something. Although deep down you probably have achieved a lot, you know, that you don't see of the bigger picture.
They get a chance, then you shouldn't kill him. No two ways about it. Obviously, you just can't sort of run around shooting your rifle everywhere, but if you shoot a terrorist, he's dead. You shoot to kill. That's it. I mean, there's too many soldiers to be being killed out here to just run up to him and capture him. If he's got a weapon, you shoot him.
And is that, do you think, an ambition?
Yeah, I think so. Most soldiers hold it. They see their mates getting hurt, getting killed, you know what I mean? They want to kill them.
Not all soldiers share that ambition to fire. In 1983, a Welsh private found his patrol surrounded by a hostile crowd.
They all got out and were rolling their sleeves up, coming down for a good scrapping, you know. I looked at the commanders as if to say, well, come on in, what are you going to do? You know, and before I knew it, scuffles broke out. We were very young soldiers then, and they were holding on to their rifles for dear life, and the guys were trying to pull the rifles off them. And I looked at the commanders, who were, most of them was their first tour, and they were looking at me, you know, what do we do? And it was one experienced soldier who fired the shot in the air that seemed to quieten them down. They were gone. The question was then, this might be the very first time that I would have to use my weapon. Killing someone. I couldn't do it.
If you was to see a gunman running across the street with a rifle, you're not allowed to open fire on him. You've got to shout the warning, stop, army, or I'll fire. And any sensible person who's got a weapon in his hand, if he can't turn around and fire the weapon, he will drop it. You're not allowed to fire on him.
As soon as he's dropped it, he's safe.
Well, if he's not attempting to fire the weapon, he's safe. Unless he actually pulls the trigger and fires back at you, by the rules of the yellow card, you're not allowed to open fire.
Say there's just been a contact, you know, there's just been a shooting incident, and you see a man running away with a rifle, then you give him the challenge, and he isn't going to stop. So you just shoot him, and hopefully you'll kill him, you know. Because that's the only justice, that's the way they work, and that's the way we work.
You never stand still. If you have to stay stationary, you're standing up, crouching down. You're keeping yourself as a moving target. You're not allowing anybody to just draw a steady bead on you, because it's all too easy to just... Because you're tired and you want to sit down, it can be really fatal. If I was in the doorway, say, and I was talking to somebody, then I would make sure that I was well covered, but also use that other person, if I could. I mean, it sounds quite cold-blooded now, but anything that would get in the way of you and a possible sniper, you know, it was a bit of a help, I suppose.
It's part of the job. If you go to Ireland and you're afraid of being shot, then again you're not doing your job. As I said before, it's a bit like being a road sweeper. Scared of being run over by a bus. It's an acceptable fact that might happen if you're in the army. After all, when you join the army, you train for war, or you join the army prepare for war. If you're then in a situation, well, not a wartime situation, but a situation where bullets are flying about, and you are unduly worried about that, then you're not, in my view, fit person to be in that army. We were going down the Falls Road. It was an ambush situation, and I had a bullet in the leg. Well, it felt to me like a very heavy hammer blow on the leg, but it didn't hurt slightest. In fact, I could walk around quite happily, and the company commander said, "I hear there are 3 casualties. There are 2 of them. Who's the other?" And I turned around to him and said, "Well, matter of fact, it was me."
Our role must be to assist the RUC in the maintenance of law and order and the defeat of terrorism. And if we have to take casualties in order for them to do that job, then that's something you have to accept. You know, we are trying to get this society back to normal. And until the police can manage on their own, then we have to accept that we're there. Unfortunately, we'll have to continue taking casualties till we have a normal situation restored.